Am I the a-hole for offering my clothes to a coworker after losing weight? I have a coworker that I am very close to, and we eat lunch together and do other things. I have a lot of clothes, many of which I have never worn and still have the tags on them. My coworker always comments on how much she loves my clothes and has expressed that if I ever decided to give anything away, I should come to her first. We were the same size. Recently, I lost a significant amount of weight, going down 5 sizes. I have been working really hard on it, but I have not talked about it much, as it seems to create some tension between us. She has never said anything directly, but has made some passive-aggressive comments about how I am getting too thin. I just ignore these comments since many people seem shocked by my weight loss. I still have about 30 pounds to lose before I even reach 150 pounds, and I'm quite short. I am definitely not too thin and still struggle with body dysmorphia, so I do not even think I am thin at all. When I recently went through my clothes, I realized I had a surprising amount of items that had either never been worn or had only been worn once. I really need to work on this addiction. I packed them into boxes, and on my next trip to the office, I asked her if she would like me to bring them in so she could go through them. She had a shocked expression on her face and said, "Why would you ask me that? Why would you insult me by asking if I want your hand-me-downs and cast-offs? That's so humiliating." I was stunned and think I might have actually apologized and walked away. To make things even more complicated, another friend at the office, who is also my size, saw the boxes in my car as we were heading out. I told her they were my larger size clothes and that I had brought them for our other coworker, but she did not want them. I did not provide details. She was excited and asked if she could go through the box. She called her daughter, who worked nearby, and we spent the next 45 minutes going through them. They took almost everything. While we were doing this, the other coworker came outside to leave for the day and saw what was happening. She got in her car and left. Later that night, she texted me, upset that I had given the clothes to the other coworker. I am so confused. Did I insult her? And if I did, why would she care if I gave the clothes to someone else? After several years of a good work friendship, she will not even speak to me anymore. Am I in the wrong here? Edit, just for your information, we have been friends and coworkers for 6 years. I have been giving her clothes off and on during those 6 years. I thought I should add that background information, as some comments suggested it. During those 6 years, I had lost 10 or 15 pounds and given her some clothes during that time, and she did not seem offended. I am now down 65 pounds. Not the a-hole. If the first coworker had never mentioned wanting your clothes, that would be one thing. But she did, and then she got upset when you gave the clothes she refused to a different coworker. You cannot win with this person, who, in my opinion, is not much of a friend. Am I the a-hole for not staying overnight at the hospital with our 7-year-old son, along with my ex-wife? Our son has a bad case of pneumonia requiring a surgical procedure to drain fluid from his chest, and now he has a chest tube. The infection is pretty bad. We have been here for about 8 days, and he is finally starting to turn a corner. The fevers are less frequent and not as high. I have been here every day and will continue to do so. His mom, my ex-wife, is also here, but during the day she is working remotely and a little more distracted. A couple of days ago, with our son showing some progress, I decided to leave for the night so I could get some rest. His mom leaves for about 3 hours in the late afternoon or evening to shower, change, or do whatever, and when she returns, I leave. At that time, our son is getting ready to sleep or is sleeping. I return first thing in the morning, between 6:00 and 6:30 a.m., to make sure I am here for the doctor's rounds or any early morning procedures such as labs or x-rays. In full transparency, my girlfriend lives nearby, and I go to her house to shower, change, and get some rest in a real bed. I have offered my son's mom the same opportunity. I have told her that if she wanted to go home for the night, I am more than happy to stay. However, she refuses. Today, when I made the same offer, she said she is going to stay with our son and does not understand how any parent can leave their child at the hospital to go be with their partner. Apparently, she can still get in my head because here I am asking if I am the a-hole for leaving my son at the hospital with his mom, my ex-wife, instead of staying the night. Should I also be staying if she is here? Okay, your title typo is delightful. I was really looking forward to learning what an extra wife is. But to your question, you are not the a-hole. It sounds like your ex is playing the martyr. I mean, there is nothing wrong with feeling like you cannot leave your very sick child in the hospital, but there is also nothing wrong with leaving him while someone else is there so you can take care of yourself, especially since you have offered the same to her. It is just two different ways of responding to a crisis, so her laying a guilt trip on you for responding differently is not healthy. Am I the a-hole for threatening to cancel my wedding, which my dad is paying for, if he invites his brother? My fiancé and I are getting married in May and decided that we did not want to have a traditional and large wedding. We had always really wanted to get married at the courthouse. A big reason for this is because we did not want to deal with the drama that comes along with not inviting people who think they are entitled to be invited, specifically my uncle and his wife. My parents were very upset about the courthouse idea because they wanted more of a celebration, so we compromised and rented a big vacation house to get married at. It was not exactly what we wanted, but we were still happy to do it this way. My parents paid for the house. We invited about 10 people, including 2 couples that my parents are friends with, but now my dad is insisting we invite his brother. I have always felt very strongly about not inviting my dad's brother and his wife to our wedding, no matter how small our ceremony is. They are extremely entitled people, have spread many false rumors about my family, trash-talked us behind our backs, all while trying to maintain the guise of being one big, perfect, loving family. Put simply, I do not care how closely related I am to them. I do not have any sort of affection for them, and I certainly do not trust them. Now my dad is using the fact that he is paying for everything as a way to control his brother getting invited. He says it is also a celebration for him too, so he wants his brother there, even though he will have other friends and family there. I say it is my wedding day, and I do not want to spend it with someone who has treated us like we are beneath him his whole life. My fiancé and I have already compromised for my parents by getting married at this house in the first place. We do not need to make any more compromises for them. My dad is not budging and is accusing me of being selfish and petty, so now my fiancé and I are strongly considering canceling it all and going back to our original courthouse plans. Seeing us get married is a privilege, not a right. So, am I in the wrong here? Does my father actually get more say since he is the one paying for everything? In summary, Dad is paying for the wedding, insists on inviting his difficult brother. My fiancé and I want to get privately married at the courthouse if he does not budge. Not the a-hole. It seems your dad's entire purpose for paying was to manipulate your wedding into something he wants. You have good reason to not want toxic family members in attendance at your wedding. The fact that your dad is okay with their behavior is a bit alarming. I would cancel everything. Reschedule for the courthouse experience you and your fiancé originally wanted, and when your dad comes around and offers to pay for anything, just say no. People who use money to control others are pretty lacking in moral character. Am I the a-hole for spoiling a family trip because I am unwilling to sleep on a blow-up mattress for 2 weeks? Where do I even begin? My brother, sister-in-law, and 18-month-old niece live out of the country, so it is a big deal for them to finally come for a visit, and it is rare that we all get to be together. My parents and significant other live on the West Coast, and I live on the East Coast. Anyway, we are all planning on meeting for 2 weeks at my grandpa's, rest in peace, old lake house that we grew up visiting. It is a super tiny lodge, maybe 1,000 square feet at most, so surprise, there are only 2 bedrooms. Being the youngest, I have been automatically delegated to the living room. Sleeping in there with all the cousins was fine when I was 14, but I am nearly 30 now, and that old pull-out couch is 20 years older than me. Keep in mind that my fiancé is coming and meeting the family for the first time. I think she deserves to be comfortable and have some sense of privacy in a new environment. I have now mentioned to everyone that I will not be sleeping there several times, but this has been seemingly ignored and unsupported. As the youngest sibling, I am not new to getting last pick, but it frustrates me that this extends into adulthood and is being pushed onto my fiancé. Making it increasingly complicated is that the nearest Airbnb option one is a 25-minute drive and $2,000 USD for 5 nights. The only RV to rent, option 2, within a 2-hour pickup, is also close to $2,000 USD. All the nearby motels are booked up. The fact that we might not have wanted to sleep in the living room for 2 weeks was never really considered by anyone else. My significant other and I having to front this additional cost is hurtful enough, let alone the rest of the family not caring or even acknowledging that we just want to have a room and a decent bed. The best they have done to help resolve this is help us get a tent and blow-up mattress for outside. I have decided that I will go by myself and sleep in the living room for approximately 4 nights, as that is the maximum amount of bad sleep I think I can handle. This solution apparently is ruining the trip for everyone and making it all about me. Am I the a-hole? Edit: the toddler is also sleeping in the living room because the second bedroom has no extra space. If the couple with the baby cannot sleep with the baby in the bedroom, so the baby has to sleep in the living room, it seems to make more sense for the whole family to set up in the space that can accommodate them. Why should you be automatically selected to sleep in the public space that you are sharing with someone else's baby? Not the a-hole.